All right, welcome to a quick live stream video, 30-minute live stream that we're gonna be starting here as a series. Hopefully Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I'm gonna try to do this. This is something that I've been wanting to do here on the channel. Talk about this specific topic is how to overcome obstacles. When it comes out to obstacles, every obstacle you come across, you can actually learn something. You can take something from each and every single obstacle, good or bad, right? There's some obstacles that you place yourself into, like let's say you're studying to become a police officer and you go to a test. That's an obstacle that you put yourself to do in order to overcome, and you will be successful in becoming a police officer. But then there's obstacles that come your way without even you putting yourself in that situation, out of your control, basically. So I'm gonna share with you like stories and what I've been through, my ups and downs, some good, more bad than good. But one thing that I want to mention is that I wish I knew what I'm about to teach here when I was young, because now that I think about it, I actually wasted a lot of obstacles, a lot of tribulation or troubles that I was caught up in without even my control. Of course, a lot of them were because of my bad decision making. So some obstacles, tribulation, troubles came. So not only obstacles, but also, let me write it down real quick. How to overcome obstacles, troubles, tribulations, and let's say hardships. Certain things that I have learned throughout the years that has helped me overcome some of these troubles, obstacles, tribulations, hardships, and stuff like that. So like I mentioned earlier, I went through a lot of troubles, tribulations, hardships, obstacles throughout my lifetime. A lot of them when I was young, and I wasted them. I actually wasted them. If we're not told to get out of our comfort zone, if we're not told reality, we tend to get too comfortable, and then tribulation comes because the world is hard. So one thing that I would say in my boot camp class, if life is hard, why should your workout be easy, right? If life is hard, why should your workout be easy? It makes no sense. You should be going into your workout to get yourself stronger, better, faster by stimulating the muscle, getting out of your comfort zone, making sure that you're huffing and puffing, because once you do that, that means you're strengthening your lungs, your heart in that moment, right? In that moment, you're tearing the body down, and as you continually grow and build, recover, heal, and all that, you come back 10 times stronger, better, faster. Same with tribulations. Once a tribulation comes out of your control, you stay firm. You get some knowledge. You go and receive it. Welcome it. Welcome it, right? Especially when it's out of your control is what I'm saying. I know it's easier said than done, but as you continually do this, in every single tribulation that comes your way without your control, you get stronger, better. You get stronger and better and more wiser as you develop that motivation, you develop resilience and stuff like that. Okay, so that's what we're gonna be talking about on these live streams, and like I said, I'm gonna share with you some certain factors, certain tools, a certain level of mentality that you have to have during that time of tribulation, because if you don't have that, it'll take you down. A lot of times these troubles, obstacles, tribulations, and hardships that come into our lives, sometimes they can destroy us, right? Sometimes they can destroy us. I know for sure that a lot of the homeless that you see around, it happened because of one of these four that came into their life, right? It came because of that. Here's an image that I want to share with you. All right. So something like this, right? Something like this throughout the years, especially like in LA, especially in LA, man, it is horrible over there right now on the whole homeless epidemic. The homeless epidemic, right? And a lot of times they happen because of one of these right here, right? Let me go ahead and put this here. By the way, if you're just joining me and you have a comment, question, concern in regards to anything that I'm saying or anything that I'm covering, you want to share something with me, feel free, right? Feel free to let me know in the comment section. All right, give me a quick second. There you go. All right. Yeah. So, how to overcome obstacles, troubles, tribulations, hardships. One thing that I recommend is having the right mentor. Having the right mentor. Okay. So let's go ahead and put that down right now. Having a mentor. Was it you, Milo, that I was talking to about mentor? I think it was Rigo. Either you or Rigo. I was telling him, and I was gonna tell you as well. You know, I have two 19-year-olds, and I told them, you know, I talk to them a lot. I guide them, I give them instruction, I give them knowledge, I correct them, so on and so on. And that's acting not only as a father but also a mentor. I never had a mentor. My father, the only thing that my father taught me was just work hard. You know, my father was a field worker. He worked in the fields, in the fields, in the agriculture fields for almost all his life. And I would go out there and help him, right? I would go out there and help him, but he never really gave me life advice, life mentorship. What do I do in obstacles? What do I do with this kind of situation? What I do when this happens? What I do with that? None of that. And we must cover all that. Because if we're unaware of the knowledge, like the certain right knowledge, then we're gonna get beat down and possibly even get destroyed. I think the majority of the whole homelessness happened because of that. Because of not having the right knowledge to overcome that obstacle, that hardship, that tribulation, that trouble, right? And we don't want that to happen. You can prevent this actually, right? I think at a certain time and place of our lives, we actually prevented it. We prevented a lot of stuff like this. End up homeless or end up destroyed or even end up getting killed or somebody killing us or this and that. Putting ourselves in a situation where we can get killed, right? So like I mentioned earlier, my father was a field worker. He was a field worker the majority of his time. So he did teach me how to be a hard worker. How to be a hard worker. Was that beneficial for me? Oh yeah. It was super beneficial. Because it showed me how to get out of my comfort zone. That kind of work right there is super hard. It is super hard. It is no joke. It's like, and then you're only winning minimum, even I think sometimes below minimum wage. Busting your butt. Your back's hurting. You got sweat everywhere. You're bending over most of the time. See how this guy over here in the back, they're picking strawberries right here. And that's what you do all day. I remember I worked in the It's asparagus. That's another one that you are always bent over, right? And I remember finishing up the day, and man, your back is just killing you. Killing you. I felt like an old man. I felt like an old man after a day of picking asparagus. So I actually thank my dad for doing that. You know, because he did teach me how to work hard. Now, is there a smart way to do this kind of job? I believe so. Now that I have fitness or exercise knowledge, right? Exercise movement knowledge, flexibility, mobility, proper form and technique, right? There's probably a technique to this right here in order for you to prevent from breaking your back, because that's not healthy. Continually doing this job is not normal, because your body's not meant to be bent over like that for 8 hours a day. Right? But a lot of times the field workers, they don't have no other choice. They have no other choice. But little that they know, they do have a choice. What's the best thing to do is to educate yourself. Right? Educate yourself. A lot of times we are destroyed because of the lack of knowledge. Right? The lack of knowledge. There's intellectual knowledge, and there's also knowledge on having to know how to get out of your comfort zone, how to know when you're comfortable. If you're comfortable, you'll die. Not to exaggerate, but if you really think about it, if you stop moving, you die. If you stop moving, that means your respiratory system decreases, your cardiovascular system decreases, your heart gets unhealthy. There's a saying that we have in the fitness industry, in the exercise industry, to where if you don't use it, you lose it. If you don't get the heart pumping, a lot of people hate running. A lot of people hate running. And little do we know that actually is what strengthens the heart. Just like the bicep curl, you're strengthening the bicep. When you run and when you get the heart pumping, you're strengthening the heart. The heart's a muscle as well. You see that? So how do you overcome sickness? How do you overcome sickness? Being overweight, right? How do you overcome being overweight? And basically, how do you know if you're overweight? How do you know if you're overweight? Test yourself, right? Test yourself. Are you overweight? Test. You can also use gadgets, right? Let's go to my website. We're gonna go to my website because on my website I have a lot of information to show you where you should be at. Let's say overall weight or body fat percentage. Overall weight or body fat percentage. Let me take you there real quick. Give me a quick second. Okay, here we go. All right. Can you put on your socks without having to sit down? Right? Can you put on your socks without having to sit down? Can you put on your socks standing? That can be a good test. Right? All right, so I'm right here on my website. On my website, we have a members only section. So I'm gonna take you there. And once you go there, you can go into MFP tools. Actually, I need to update this. Manage Gym and Bootcamp tools. We have Calorie King, right? To show you how many calories certain foods have. Daily calorie requirement. How many calories you're supposed to be consuming per day. How to read a nutritional label, so on and so on. How much water, so on and so on. Okay. But right here, if you go to the left, you can go to healthy weight chart. These healthy weight charts, they're everywhere. You can there's probably like 100 of them. But over my years, I've been doing this since 2009. And over the years, I ended up narrowing it down to this one here, where it's not 100% precise, but it's close enough. It's one of the closest ones that I've found. Some of them are way too out of line, and this one was actually really close. So right here, healthy weight chart. All right. So as for me, I'm 5'8". So there you have it. I should be between 140 to 172 pounds, depending on the body competition that you have, composition that you have. Muscle mass, as for sure, I'm not gonna be 140. Heck no, I hope I'm not. If I'm 140, there's guys my age, my height, at 140. What does that put you? Anorexic. That means you're an ectomorph. That means you can't gain weight that easy. You can't gain muscle that easy. You burn calories too quickly. So you want to always strive to go around below your max. So for me, my max is 172. So around 165, 170 is good, depending how you want to look as well, right? If you want to see more definition, you're going to have to lose more body fat weight. Right? So how do you overcome being overweight. Not once you find out you're overweight, how do you overcome that? How do you being overweight? First thing that comes to mind is exercise, right? One must exercise. One must exercise, which is true. If you're already eating good food, eat the same amount of food and just exercise and see what happens. If you see that you're losing around 1 to 3 pounds a week, you're golden. You're good. Keep going. Don't change anything. Once you stop losing weight, either increase your exercise or decrease your calories. Right? Increase your exercise or decrease your calories. If you don't want to increase your exercise, decrease your calories. If you don't want to decrease your calories, increase your exercise. Simple as that. So, is it a hardship? I think it's under hardship, right? How did it happen? How did you get overweight? A lot of times we don't even notice until we are told or we see ourselves in the mirror and be like, wait a minute, man, I'm gaining some crazy weight. I'm starting to see some rolls, right? For the guys, we always talk about beer belly. Right? You're starting to see a beer belly. So exercise is how you're going to overcome that hardship of being overweight. What do you think? If you're watching this as a pre-recording, let me know what you think in the comment section. Let me know what you think. But other than that, I'm going to leave the live stream here. We went in for a little bit over 25 minutes, give or take. But I think this is a good subject. I want to just come on here and teach this right here. Many round motivation, how to overcome obstacles, troubles, tribulations, hardships. And we'll talk about a certain specific hardship or tribulation, a trouble, an obstacle. Like this one right here, we only barely touched the surface on this one, on the hardship of being overweight and how to overcome it. Right? Yeah, so there you have it. I'm going to try to get on here Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And this is going to be one of our main objectives right here. How to overcome obstacles, troubles, tribulations, hardships. And then from there, we'll go ahead and choose a specific one that we can tackle. So, other than that, let me know what you think in the comments section of anything that I cover. If you want to see more, make sure you hit that little thumbs up button before you leave the video. If you're new, subscribe. And I hope I see you on the next one. Take care, be safe, always and forever. Mind, body, and strive. Bye-bye.